The lip method will change your life. It's your girl, Pearl. I'm so excited to go live with a dear client of mine. She has literally been an incredible example of what can happen in your life when you implement the lip method, when you show up, when you lean in, when you decide to change something in your life and you go for it. And I'm so excited to bring her up. So to share her experience and just how things have shifted. I'm so grateful to have this woman in my space because she's just such a beautiful example. And oh, there she is. Hi. Hello.
Hey, hey,
How are you
can you hear me?
doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I love your glasses. They're cute.
I know. Thank you. I'm all snazzy for the live
Yeah,
today.
I love it. I love it. Hi, everyone joining. Well, I would love for you to share who you are, what you do, then we'll get into it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely, Pearl. I'm so glad you invited me. So my name is Shanna, and I'm a healer and a life coach. And I came across Pearl from a friend, and she referred to you as the dance girl. She's always dancing. She's the dance girl. And I'm like, I love dancing. I've got to check this out. And so then I just started watching your reels, and it was just your energy. Pearl, you sucked me in.
That's what I do. I suck you in.
Yeah,
I love it. And
absolutely.
so, what was the first thing that you were like, wow, I need help with this? Like, where were you at before? Kind of explain maybe your mindset or your feelings or your energy, whatever it was, you were like, wow, I need help with this. Like, let me reach out.
Absolutely. No, I love that question. So for me, the tagline that kept catching me personally was this like energy. Like you always talk about have more energy, have more energy. And I'm someone that has been diagnosed with chronic fatigue since I was a child. So it's like just that concept of like you could have more energy. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then you kept talking about get lit, get lit. And I was like, I want to get lit. Like that sounds amazing. Like who doesn't want that energy and like just to have this high vibe? So yeah, I was like sold. I need some of that.
Amazing. I love that so much. And where were you before? Like, what was your day like that you were feeling? Were you feeling low energy? Was it more of a mindset thing? Like, what was it that you were like, oh man, like, I'm not loving how I'm experiencing right now. Like, let me shift this.
Yes. No, that's a great question. So for me, it was coming out of loss. So I lost my mom, and that was really big for me. We were super close. And so after that, I just noticed a huge shift in my identity, in like the way I was living my life. And when you lose someone really close to you, I've always had a lot of self-awareness, but it just hits you differently. You start to look at your whole life and what's important and how do I want to feel. And I realized like I really wasn't feeling the way that I wanted to show up. So that's kind of what really hit me is I was like I was low energy. I was down by everything. You know, I had really been beaten down by a lot of different areas, and it was just like time for a comeback. Like that's really what it was. It was just like I felt your energy and I was like, yeah, I'm ready to like pull myself through this and like have this big comeback energy. I know who I am, and I feel like that's not what was being expressed.
Mm, I love that. Yes, you know who you are. And so, other than my energy and like the litness, what else? Like, why did you choose to work with me over all the other people?
Yes. So I did. So this is okay. This is my Pearl story. So I did a 1 week challenge. I just did a 1 week challenge, and then what I couldn't believe in that challenge was the way that you coach like sucked me in. It was I love how there was like voice messages and daily accountability and but it wasn't like work and in terms of I felt like I was bombarded with like 3-hour videos and 50-page PDFs and it was just like I don't have time for this. It was just like these quick hits. It was like here's 90 seconds, go do that. And the next day, hey, did you do it? And then how did it make you feel? And so it was this constant like accountability, but it was so like positive and energizing. It was like I wanted to. It didn't feel like work. So many other things feel like work, and this was like fun. I can't express how like playful the community was. Awesome. Like the other women are like, woohoo, you did a 10-minute win, and I was like, wait, we're going to celebrate 10 minutes? Like, this is awesome. So it was that after I saw the difference of like 1 week of momentum, that's when I immediately signed up for your summer program, because I was just like, I noticed a shift. Like I couldn't believe, having done so many things, I couldn't believe how in a week I actually felt different. I felt lighter. I felt like I was like awakening something in me, and I was just like, I have to have more.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I remember that challenge. You crushed it. And that's the thing, like we celebrate everything in my world. And people are like, what? Like I didn't do anything. I'm like, no, you did something. Like we're celebrating it. And it's just a mindset shift, right? And you get to be in that energy more often than you think you can. And so you mentioned something there that you've done a lot of things. I'd love for you to share like what are the things you've done in the past that may or may not have worked for you? And what makes this approach so different?
That's a great question. I think I've done everything. No, I've just been on a healing journey for I'm falling off my chair. I've been on a healing journey for a very long time. So I've done coaches, healers, therapists, and everything. I think the reason this is so different is your program completely embodies the 1% change, like that 1% every day, like that. And so I think the reason why everyone should join is because you're going to build momentum probably the fastest. Because when you're noticing win, you're just completely rewiring your brain at a rate which I haven't experienced before. And you help your clients like you help me, you cut through the mind drama so fast. So then it's just not slowing you down. And then you're just building momentum and building momentum and building momentum. And so I think that's what hit me, is how quickly I could embody like all the shabam. And like, I just have all these things in my, Pearl, you're in my head all the time. In the best way. I mean, look at that. Like, look over here. I have like my affirmation things. I have my get lit. Like, it's just like, it's there. I have your checklist is like on my bathroom mirror, and it's by my nightstand. And it's just like, I'm in it. And so I think why people should join is because everyone's like, get results, but you'll actually get results. It's not hours every day. Like, I will never forget when you said, just because I was really struggling at one point in the program, I was like, I can't do all these things. And and you're just like, pick one thing every day just to help yourself feel a little better. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like stepping into that was everything. And I can't explain the avalanche. It was just so fast. And I'm still at the tip of the iceberg of I know where I'm going to be. But like my fiance noticed like my mood shift. Like he's just like, oh my gosh, like you're just so much more. It was so effortless to be positive, to enjoy our time. We had the best summer. Like it was a Get Lit summer challenge, but like summer program, but we just had fun, like so much fun. Do you know what I mean? And so it just really, yeah, I'm hooked.
Oh, oh, girl, I literally listening to you, I'm just like, yes, I'm like almost tearing up because like so many people don't realize you get to have so much fun. It gets to be quick. It doesn't have to be this long, drawn out process. And it gets to be because of the approach that neuroscience based. Everything I do is like, okay, your brain, dopamine, let's go, quick hit, let's go win. Like, yes, because your brain, that's how your brain operates. Once you understand that, and like you speak in lit terms. I was reading your post in the lit community and you were like, yeah, my non-negotiable lit. I was like, oh my God, like you're speaking, you're like speaking in lit terms now. And I'm obsessed with it. Like, it's my favorite.
No, it's amazing. I think I was caught off guard, to be honest with you. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll do a challenge, it's free. And I think I really wasn't expecting a lot. And I think it just like completely caught me off guard, where I'm like, this is incredible. And it's just my vibe. Like I love dancing. It's in my heart and soul. And it's just so exciting to be in a community that I can really connect with and relate to. And do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it is my vibe. Like, it's so exciting to have it reinforced. I think that's the other thing, is like, we don't realize like how hard it is to do it alone. And I think it's not just you, it's the community. Like I had the best summer community. Like these women were just like encouraging and upbeat, and they're like, you're rocking it, or like hang in there. And it just, that is so incredible to have a tribe like that. Like I loved that. I loved it.
Yeah, no, the community is so important. It's such a big piece of it. And like when you have people that are like, encouraging you and celebrating you on the same vibe, love to dance, like it's just you're all doing it together. Like, yeah, you got this, girl, let's go. Like, and I think that's such a big piece of finding your tribe and your people. And
Mm.
for me, like a big attracting piece is the dance piece. If you love to dance, like I'm always dancing, I'm always in this vibe, and you're like, oh, like I want that. And so I'm so happy you had a great summer. And that's just like, mwah. So I think one thing I want to hear about is what were some of your doubts or like because people are like, oh, is it gonna work for me? Like, what were some of your doubts that came up for you in the process of learning about the method and like the program?
Yes. No, I love that you asked that. I think my doubts were that I also have a background like as a life coach and as a healer. And it's like I'm in this world of like I do inner child healing. I'm in this world of inner child healing. I'm in this world of neuroscience and neuroplasticity. So I think for me, and I've read every book under, I mean, look at my books. Like I have every book under the sun. And so it's like for me, it was like, I've done this. Like, you know, how many times can you hear it? And, but the turning point for me, it was like, so yeah, so my doubts were like, okay, yeah, I'm a yoga instructor. I know to move my body. You know what I mean? It was like, my doubts were, I already know this, right? So it's like, what, like, I know about dopamine. So like, what's the point? But for me, the point was, it was almost like an intellect blocked where I knew so much that I thought I was doing way more than I was doing. Does that make sense?
Mm,
Like I
yeah.
knew so much, but I didn't realize that because I've been fed this stuff since I was a kid, because I got diagnosed with autoimmune disease as a child and I was in this world so early, I think I took for, like, I think I thought that meant that I was doing all the things I heard about. And what you really helped me with was the big win was to cut through all the trauma and the drama around being fed stuff from such a young age that I kind of resented it. Like all this
Mm,
do this to feel good, I kind of resented because I wasn't feeling good, right? And then it was like, so hearing it in this way, coming with that clean slate, with your energy, it was so fun that I was willing to learn from you. That's what it was. It was like I was willing to come in, not my cup full, but like come in half full and be like, I'm willing to learn. And it was like, wow. And that willingness, and then like the way that you presented it, it was like my body was willing to receive. So if people have tried a lot of programs, I highly recommend Pearls because it is presented in a different way. It is fun. You do want to learn it, and it's short and quick. And it's not just like win, win, win. Like I love how supportive you are with people who are like, if there's a challenge, if there's a struggle, if there's a question, you're great at like getting right back to them. But it's also not like you're keeping us stuck in that low point. Like you're also actually helping us move. And I think that was the other big transition my fiance noticed was that I'm riding the wave so
mm,
much faster. Like
mm.
a mood is not like setting me off for a week. It's like a mood is like the duration is so short, and I'm just like reset, let's go, reset, let's go, and it's like authentic.
Yes! I want to yell,
Like, okay, wait, one more example. So I was a little nervous. I'm like, I've never done a live. Like, I'm not techie. So anyways, so what do? I have 12 minutes before our call and I'm feeling anxious. So I'm like, I have two choices. And my mind goes to dance party or take a walk. Well, I mean, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, and it's freaking sunny and 70. I'm getting outside. So I took a 10-minute walk before this call. But those are the kinds of things that, like, I would have been so judgmental of a 10-minute walk. Like, why would I take a 10-minute walk, wasting my time? It's like not an hour walk, it doesn't count. But like you're just in my head, you're like 10 minutes, it's gonna make me feel better. And then I came into this and it's like I'm fine. I'm not anxious. It's like whatever, because I did that. And I did that
yeah.
because like I value the 10 minutes.
Exactly. That's a huge shift that a lot of people make in my world. It's like, oh, it has to be an hour or it's not good enough. It's like, no, hey, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, that's amazing. It's gonna make you feel better. Let's do it. Like, and these are little shifts that you do every single day that creates that avalanche, that momentum that you're experiencing because you're gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna do it, whatever. But it's like, no, I'm gonna do it. And then you do it every day. You're like, oh yeah. And there's these huge shifts. And so I love to talk more about now that you've been experiencing lit method, like what else has changed in your life? You've mentioned you
Absolutely.
come back faster. Like
Yeah.
what else? You mentioned there's some business stuff that's changed. I want to hear
Yeah.
more about what you're
Yeah.
currently experiencing.
Yeah. I love that. So in psychology, they call it like your baseline happiness. And they say that like pretty much like no matter what you do, you have like this baseline. And you might go a point above, a point below, but pretty much most people stay that way. And so the first thing that's super authentic is I definitely have a higher baseline happiness. It just is up. That's a fact. Like I am just happier and more joyful in my day to day, regardless of everything going well or everything not going well. I have a higher baseline. That's like the first thing. And then the other thing is I feel it's, for me too, it's the feelings. I feel like I'm way more, I'm not afraid. I had so much fear of my feelings, and I'm feeling a lot less fear, a lot more empowered. Like I know I can ride those waves, and like, so I don't get scared if I get sad, and I don't get like freak. I don't panic about it. Like, it's just like, okay, cool. I'm sad and I know how to deal with that. Cause you know, like the feelings work and like that whole I mean, there's like strategies for me and stuff, but it just, that's really clicking for me. So I'm noticing my mental health, a complete shift in my mental health, and then my physical health. Like Pearl, you know my story, like I have a lot of physical health limitations. And so what I'm noticing with my physical health is my mindset around my limitations is changing. And then that's giving me more permission to feel better because I've let go of so much judgment. I've let go of so much criticism. So it's like I can enjoy the 10-minute walk. I can enjoy. So I'm really starting to just now, I'm starting to get more of that physical shift too, because I'm appreciating and experiencing what I can do versus anytime I did something, it was so negative because it wasn't enough for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm noticing a difference with that too. And then also just from like a soul level, like just feeling like I'm shining, like brighter. Does that make sense? Like my essence is shining brighter. I'm currently revamping some of my interests, like the things that light me up that I've gotten away from since I lost my mom. And I'm starting to be like, wow, like I'm tapping into bringing those back. So yeah, like that's, and then obviously in my relationship, like when your mental health shifts, I mean, I'm already in a great relationship, but it's like amazing. We've just been having so much more fun because like our relationship is not based on my mental health. You know what I'm saying? It's incredible. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just checking the boxes and I get the most excited because I've just
Yeah.
started. Like it's just the beginning. Do you know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
can't even imagine like a year into this world. Okay, we'll reconnect in a year. We'll come back and then I'll show everyone the 365 transformation.
Exactly. Oh my God. I'm so excited because people are like, wow, like, how are you so energized? And I'm like, your life, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I've been doing this shit every day for 3 years. Of
Yes,
course, like, I'm going to be like such a high. Like, it's inevitable when you do the things every day and you're experiencing it's only been, what, 3 months? And I'm already seeing so many shifts and like
yes.
what you were sharing there. But one thing I want you to talk about, because a lot of people in my space are entrepreneurs, how this has helped your business, how you show up for your business as
I
well.
love that. Yeah, okay, that's wonderful. So yes, so I have my own healing, I do a healing life coaching fusion. So I'm a, female entrepreneur. And one of the things that I really loved is I didn't realize how much my schedule and how much my habits and lifestyle were actually detracting from my business. And so what I think is really cool is when you start stepping into this like optimization and like how do you feel like your best self, you begin to create this schedule that really serves you hitting your goals and feeling great and getting the things done. Again, in a way that's not like an obligation where you're dreading it. Do you know what I'm saying? So like the way you help us like schedule our day and like better the sleep routine and the morning routine, and it's just like now I basically front load my day in a way that works for me. But it's like incredible to be like, wow, I'm getting all the things done. And do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, that's done off my list. Now I have this time. So I'm noticing more of like the external habits are creating more habits in my business that are actually serving me and like growth and organization and all these things. So it's just so incredible how I know you have a holistic approach, but people don't realize how every part of your life is so interconnected. It's not just one thing. And I think when you said like every day, I think that's the reason why we need coaches and healers and containers. We need consistency because when you don't have it every day, okay, it is so easy to just fall back into the old way of doing things. And that's what
Yeah.
everyone doesn't realize. It's like, but when you have that like daily accountability, we had weekly themes, like we were focused, our attention was focused, then that's how I really embodied it. I know that's the reason I embodied it was because of the daily part. And that's the thing I think so many programs are missing is the daily piece, but it wasn't a daily thing where you just gave it to us and left us there and see you in a week at our weekly call. No, it was like every day you're in there, like, here's what you're doing today. Let me know when you've done it. Let me know how it felt. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made a big difference. It was the daily part that it's like the 90-day momentum that creates real change.
Yeah. Yes, that is so incredible. Like just to see how it's shifted so much for you in just this time and like you said, it all impacts everything, your relationship, your business, your mental health, your physical health, and like everything that embodies the lit method. And you're just a good example. Oh, Shine, I'm so proud of you. Honestly, I'm celebrating you so much because like you said, you're just getting started. And so I think the last few couple of things I'd love for you to share is like what is something that you would like to share to others around this or like my coaching methods or like anything that might, yeah, if anyone's like hesitant or like, oh, I'm not sure, what would you say to them?
I would say that I would say that feeling better can be fun. And I think the reason no one's interested is because it's so often associated with just the work and the effort. And there's also a very like masculine energy to it, which is fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But like there's this very like, hustle and grind and get it done. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, and then for a lot of people, like I know for me, it's really like intimidating. It's like, well, I don't want to do that. Like I already weigh this much. It's too much effort. Or I already, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we look at the effort and for me, I get overwhelmed and I shut down. I'm like, I'm not doing it. But I think like when it can be in this like lighthearted, fun, encouraging, like hype vibe, it's like I wanted to do it, right? It wasn't like I had to or I needed to or I should. It was like there was just a desire there because I was building from desire, right? I wasn't building from some external obligation or expectation. I was building from my desires, from my vision, from my why. And so
Yeah.
that's really what does it is we've got to shift this narrative that it has to be hard and arduous and challenging, and there will be parts that will be, but when you can do that in this loving lens and this playful lens, that's what's gonna make people stay and want to do it, is when we can change this narrative that you can change. It's like Dr. Joe Dispenza always says, you can learn, grow, and change through pain and suffering, or you could do it through joy and inspiration. I feel like the lit method is changing through joy and inspiration.
100%. It so is. Oh God, you're gonna be my poster child forever for this. I am love obsessed. That is so incredible. Oh my gosh, Shanna. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And the one thing I will say is like you also showed up. Like the reason why she was so successful in this is because she showed up every day. It's not like you can sign up for a program, and I've been here too. I signed up for the program, I never checked in, I didn't do the accountability, I wasn't fully present in it. But the reason she has these results she's sharing is because she was there. She asked for questions. Even when she was like feeling low or like, oh shit, I'm not doing good or like I'm really struggling right now. I can't do this. She was like, hey, I'm struggling. What's happening? Like I need help. She leaned in for support. And the biggest thing is like people feel bad or have a negative connotation around asking for help, around leaning in. So I'd love for you to share like your experience leaning in and like what made you become really successful with this because it's not just me, it's you, you know?
So I love my halfway breakdown. I don't know if you remember this. So I was in the summer and I was like I was rocking it out, like A plus plus student, every lesson, every exercise. I'm feeling like my best self. And then I think it was a combination. I think I had a trip and there was a couple of things. And then I came back and I was behind, like in the lessons or this, I felt behind. And then I just like shut down. I'm like, I'm not feeling as lit. I'm like, everything's falling apart. And then I remember like I reached out, like I was authentic about it. I was like, hey, listen, like I've fallen off track and I'm like, now it's not working and I don't feel as good and I feel like everything's falling apart. And I think what was so cool about that was having your support in growing myself out of that gave me this ability to not be afraid of that, because that's going to happen to all of us. And so I think it was actually like more powerful for me to have that and to have that comeback experience in a supported container, because then I realized like I can do this, like I embodied that. Just because something falls off track or this or that, like I can rally, I can pull it together, I can keep going. And that was incredible to feel like now I have tools and skills and the ability to do that. So I think that's the thing. And then you do have to show up. So the thing about it is I was so down and I was just, I needed help. I needed help I needed help lifting up. And I knew that like this could be my container, but I knew that I had to commit. And so I think it does make a difference. You can't do nothing in your life and get results, but it just doesn't feel like work. So it's like it's like my relationship. It's not like work. Like I freaking love my fiance. So it's fun. It's not like, oh, I have to be with him again today. Like it's not like that. This was like that. It wasn't like, oh, I have to do the lesson today. I was like, okay, I want to build this momentum. What am I going to work on this week? Where am I focusing? Like, this is awesome. Let me share them how I'm embodying this. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ah, that makes total sense. That's exactly the perspective. It's like, oh, I have to, like it's not like a drag slug. It's like, yo, I get to let me show up in here. And that's like a mindset shift that I encourage people to take. And also if you're naturally already there, it's beautiful. And that's why you gotta show up. Like every day you brush your teeth. I say this all the time. You brush your
Yeah.
teeth every day. It's like a daily habit. It's an embodiment of a lifestyle, like the living lit. And so I just want to say thank you so much for being an incredible example and just showing up and doing the things and having a transformation and coming on live to share your experience. I'm so happy you're in the community. And yeah, any last words you want to share before we wrap up?
Well, I gotta say thank you. Thank you, Pearl. No, I really do. I just want to say thank you. I just love that it's new and it's innovative, and like I'm so grateful because I think there are people like me that have been in this world, this healing world, and for a long time. And I think like that's the thing that I'm just so grateful for, is that you're different, and you're alive, and you're paving a new way of change and transformation. So I'm just so grateful our paths have crossed. I cannot wait for more programs. Like, I'm just all in. I just love it. And this is, like I said, this is just the beginning. So thank you for sharing your gifts and like your coaching with me. And then I'm just so, so, so excited for more people to get to experience what I'm experiencing, because it's like amazing. I love that I love my life, and I love that I feel good. And like, this is like, and I know like I'm going to feel even better and love my life even more. So I'm just so grateful. Like, I'm overfilled with gratitude. Thank you.
Oh my God. Don't make me cry, okay? Oh, my heart. And you're welcome. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being able to let me share it with you. And like, my biggest goal is to impact so many women with this, because I know women need this in their life. Like, there's so many
Yes.
people I talk to. And so, thank you for doing this, for sharing this, and just for being here. Oh my God. All right, I'm not gonna start crying, but honestly, it was beautiful. If you're watching this, you want to learn more about my programs, DM me. I have a lot of things coming up, but I will see you soon in the lit community, and also join a free community. I have a free community if you want to join and learn
Yes.
about all these things we just talked about. But thank you, Shanna, for
Thank
your support, for your love, for
you.
showing up, and just for being you. I'm so happy I was able to impact your life positively. And keep going, and obviously I'll see you very
Yep.
soon. Thank
Thanks, bro.
you
Bye.
so much. Bye.